It is a time to listen and learn from the best practices of Ahmedabad. I request Shri Amrutesh Aurangabadkar Kalidas ji, Deputy Commissioner, Ahmedabad Municipal Commissioner, and Shri Shreedhar Pandya ji, Director, Ahmedabad Enviro Project Private Limited, to share their experiences in the sector. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the introduction. Can I operate it from here? Okay, thank you. This, I think we can just skip. All the previous speakers have already spoken about it. When it comes to Ahmedabad's approach to managing C&D, Ahmedabad began quite early. Before 1990s, it was just a debris and it was disposal kind of an era. Recycling awareness began since the early 1990s, and then the talk of recycling, having some processing units, was the talk of the town. The regulatory procedures and the setup picked up from 2000s to in the decade, and now we are in the circular economy. 2020, I think 2018 onwards, we can say roughly. So the generation of C&D waste in the city, how it increased over the years. Currently, we are having 1100 ton per day of C&D waste roughly. The composition of the waste, as we can see, the maximum is the bricks and masonry part of it, which constitutes 50%, followed by soil, sand, roughly around 12%, and other components. The major sources for C&D waste generation. This also, I will refer this slide later again towards the end of the presentation. One is the redevelopment projects. As we all know, a major part of the city is undergoing redevelopment. New complexes are coming up, and old ones are getting demolished. So that is why we need to have a proper scientific setup for handling the C&D waste. Currently, in the absence of such projects, what few cities are facing is that waste is just dumped in any of the open plots, be it a private plot or be it a corporation plot. Wherever there is an open plot, you can find a heap of debris lying around. So currently, while we are tackling solid waste, wet waste, dry waste, construction and debris waste will also be a major challenge if we don't wake up right now and we don't have the processing units in the near future. The second one is the upcoming construction sites and the renovation of existing constructions. As we all said, private land dumping, nighttime dumping. Generally, in Ahmedabad, we catch hold of the vehicles which are dumping the waste, and we keep them with us for a month, 2 months, as long as we can, and we penalize them heavily. So they have found a way out. They dump during the night time. Needless to say, we also responded and we also deployed night squads to catch hold of vehicles during night time. But it is an endless cycle. New problems will have to have new solutions. Railways, when it comes to railways, there is a limitation. We cannot directly enter the railway line and catch hold of any vehicle. So we also need to coordinate with the departments. This is a overview of the project which is currently up and running in the city. So it was commissioned in 2015. It was way back, 1,000 ton per day. The capex was 14 crores. It was borne by the concessionaire, and OPEX is around roughly 19 lakhs per month. As we know, we also, the previous presenter just mentioned that there are intermediate storage sites. City of Ahmedabad is spread over an area of 475 square kilometers. So we need quite a few plots wherein they will act as intermediate storage points, and from those plots we actually transport the debris to the processing facility. We have identified 25 such locations wherein people can come and they can dump their C&D waste, and it will be our responsibility to take care of those plots and transfer waste from these plots to the processing plant. All these plots are owned by the corporation, and currently, as we can see, the plots are generally open and people come and dump over there. And the neighborhood generally complains that we don't want such plots near us. It creates a lot of sound, lot of dust, and it is messy. So to take care of this, this is a photograph of the storage plot which we have developed, and it is not only enclosed, but it also has state-of-the-art facilities like misting, continuous watering, so that it is free of the pollution. We also take care of the air quality indexes. We also have measuring equipments in these collection centers. Out of these 25, as on date, 3 are already ready, and the remaining of them are in different stages of commissioning. So the operational model, when it comes to that, I'll highlight a few points, just a few points. The period is of a total of 30 years. We have allotted 5 acres of land at a token rate of 1 rupees per square kilometer, per square meter, I'm sorry, and we get a royalty of 2.5% of the product sales. So it is, we also have an on-demand collection system for the citizens. What happens is citizens do not know actually whom to contact for disposal of the C&D waste. For example, somebody is renovating their own house. So there's some demolition done, then where to put it? They put it on the road. So we have announced a number, a WhatsApp number as well as a telephonic number, wherein people can just call up and say, fine, this roughly there's a truckload of material or half a truckload of material, and if somebody can come and collect it. So we charge for it. It is based on the truckload size, the time, quantity of the waste, and we just pick it up from their neighborhood. So that is another facility which AMC has announced. AMC has a unique policy of buying back the processed products from the concessionaire. We have a buyback of 50% of the paver block and the curbstones which the road projects put to use in their own projects, and 25% buybacks on the machine hole covers. And I would also like to highlight all these products are NABL aggregated and they are up to the mark. There's an interesting point to this. For example, if AMC buys a paver block from the market, it costs us around 34 rupees per square foot. And if we buy the recycled ones, it costs us 30 rupees per square foot. So it is actually cheaper and of the same standards. So we are definitely using all the products which are produced in our plant. The regulatory oversight, as we all know, I already mentioned air quality, NABL accreditation, accredited products, and automation of the system. This is the impact. 20 millimeter aggregate, as we can see, 1,92,500 of metric ton of natural resources have been saved till date. When it comes to use, processing, collection, processing, and reuse of the C&D waste. When it comes to 10 mm aggregate, 1.78 lakh metric tons of natural resources have been saved. Recycled sand, same as with the brick aggregates. And all of these products are used not only by the corporation, but also private players are also buying it from the concessionaire. The final products, these are quite a few. Corporations, the urban local bodies also have a problem of encroachments in their open plots. So we have a precast compound walls, and corporation has till date already used up the precast compound wall of more than 80,000 running square meters. The paver blocks also have been used, and precast items like benches, flower pots, all others have also been used. Insofar as C&D collection system is concerned, there are some technical innovations which we have put to use. We have CCTV system. Needless to say, most of the cities have it. We have more than 10,000 in the city. So what we do is we have AI-based systems to track all the vehicles which are carrying construction and demolition waste. Are they covered with the green nets? That is one. And where are they going and dumping? That is two. So we track them by the number plates, ANPR, and we find them. That is one part of it. Swachhata squads, as I said, we deploy nighttime teams. We catch hold of vehicles which are dumping illegally, transporting illegally out of the system. M-Challan is, there are no hard bills, no hard notices. It is entirely computerized and digitized. Plots, as we said, we have designated 25 plots across the city. All the vehicles which are transporting the C&D waste in the city are fitted with GPS system, and there is real-time monitoring of the entire thing. A handshake model. There's a very big lake in the city. It is called Chandora Talav. There were more than 15,000 hutments which were illegally constructed inside the lake. So there was a huge demolition drive which was carried out, and needless to say, the debris was around 86,000 metric tons. So how do we cater to this? So what we did is we announced a handshake model. Whosoever in the private sector wants to come to the site and pick it up, we allow it. There is no cost. We don't want anything. The transportation would be taken care of. Whosoever wants to carry it away. So that is what we have introduced. The first right of refusal, needless to say, is to the concessionaire, which is already on board. So Nayan model, as I already mentioned, AI-based monitoring and night squads. The environmental impact. we can see, had we not processed this, all this would have been lying somewhere in the plots of corporations, some private unused plots or outskirts of the city, which are generally the entrance points of the city, though, so that the city looks dirty unnecessarily. So over 34 lakh metric tons we have been successfully able to divert. Recycled products of 21 lakh metric tons have been already put to use by corporation as well as private players. When it comes to tons, CO2 tons, I mean 2,72,000 tons of CO2 emissions have been controlled, they have been prevented. And the climate benefits and over 250 crores worth of recycled materials have been put to use till date since the plant has been commissioned. So the way forward is we want to plan ahead of the times. So current waste generation of C&D, as I mentioned, it is around 1200 tons per day. We have a plant of 1000 tons per day. We already have another plant of 1000 tons per day coming up. It will be commissioned in another 2 months' time. And we are quite sure that we shall be able to take care of Ahmedabad's construction and demolition waste, with whatever is generated, it will be recycled. And now I will like to invite Shreedhar to take over the concessionaire part of the presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Bhavana, you can continue with the same presentation, please. Same presentation, please. So, I will actually take one step back and tell you all a bit of a different story from what we've heard from the morning. The background of C&D waste management in Ahmedabad. The background of C&D waste in Ahmedabad actually originates after the first plant in Delhi came up in 2009. The agenda of the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation at that point in time, before setting up these plants prior to the rules coming out, was to channelize C&D waste separately from solid waste, which was actually creating a hindrance in effective segregation and management of solid waste. Hence, C&D waste management as a project was initiated by Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation prior to the rules. 3 or 4 quick touch points there that Sir briefly highlighted, but I would like to give a bit more details about. So there is 4 primary stages to C&D waste: collection, transportation, processing, and materials. But the first thing a city needs to do is create an assessive ecosystem around how waste management effectively works. So what are the things AMC has done to create that effective ecosystem which enables the project you're seeing in front of you? The first thing AMC did is engage users, actual generators of C&D, to pay a C&D waste processing charge as part of our building permits proposals. So people going in for residential construction or commercial construction pay a stipulated amount of money to the corporation that then facilitates our project as a payment and does not burden the department as a financial model. That's part number 1. Part number 2 is effective models for collection and transportation, both for bulk waste generators and non-bulk waste generators. Non-bulk waste generators have the option of debris on call, as Sir highlighted, with amounts identified per metric ton that they could call on, collect the waste and get it transformed. Secondly, bulk waste generators have 2 options. Either they can collect their waste and send to the locations as created by the corporation where we collect it from, or they could make a collection request to us, or they could send the waste directly to the recycling facility, and there's different amounts identified in all 3 levels for effective recycling. The third and the most critical component of making this project successful is the effective buyback model. When I say buyback model, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation was the first city in India to effectively implement the guidelines of the C&D waste management rules. As Sir highlighted, 50% buyback of first right of refusals on paver blocks, 25% buyback on the first right of refusals on manhole covers. We've currently supplied more than 31 kilometers worth of compound walls across the city on all major projects, enabling us to truly create a circular model where waste generated in the city that is being paid by the actual user in the principle of waste management of user pay is actually being reutilized by the corporation, creating an ecosystem where it benefits all the citizens within where we are currently operating. Quickly just going to the products that we've currently made and highlighted, as Sir was saying, we've not just limited ourselves to making pavers, compound walls and garden equipment. We've also supplied more than 500 toilets under Swachh Bharat mission during the first phase of SBM, when municipal toilets were defined and designed to be implemented and installed across the city. We supplied over 500 precast toilets to Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation as well. So that was a marquee project in terms of what we did. So two components to it. What do we actually do in recycling and how do we recover products? So we have a wet processing line. Wet processing line enables us to do this. But the critical component there being, we are actually focused on reutilization. Because as an entity, as a company, our primary focus is on reutilization, effective collection, transportation, and supply to the corporation, be able to create a model where it benefits the department and all their waste gets effectively channelized, because that is the department's primary concern, that there's no illegal dumping of waste. So as sir suggested, with the multitude of solutions they've created for monitoring, they enable that the waste reaches the collection centers or to our sites directly. We are able to recycle it and channelize it, and we know we have assurance of a buyback if we are able to achieve those stipulated standards and supply to the department. So that ecosystem has enabled us to successfully run this project prior to the rules coming out in 2016, and now it's been a decade. We are in 2025. Our project started back in March or April 2015. We've been successfully running this for 10 years now. And just to give a slight caveat, sir, the Indore plant was also initially built by us. Then there was another vendor who came in and operated it. So we've been effectively doing this for a decade, sir. This is a model that, sir, needs to be understood holistically. So it's not just about creating the physical plant infrastructure, it's about creating the entire ecosystem that AMC has enabled, which makes the project successful. So while the plant may be the heart of the body, the rest of the entire nervous system is the policies that sir and his department have enabled, which is making us do what we are trying to do right now. So thank you very much.